Hello, you YouTube viewers. This is Beane, and I have returned for Episode 1, the Mount&Blade Let's Play series. This is the second video, even though it's Episode 1. That's because I started counting with the correct number 0. And really in that video I do options and settings and character creation, and there's not a whole lot of action in that video, so if you're interested in just starting with the action, this is the correct video to start with, Episode 1. If not, go back to Episode 0 and watch that one first. So here we are, and we're looking for our quest brother to rescue him, and these are the robbers that we're looking for. Tell me where you keep your prisoners. And I didn't bring any silver for them, so I guess we'll have to attack them. Alright. When attacking on the battlefield, you have several options. You can take the field, which is your troops will stand still. Lead your troops will follow you around, charge the enemy, your troops will attack the enemy army. And because we have such a large number of troops versus theirs, I think I'm just going to charge the enemy. There's not a whole lot of danger here. Alright, so I'm going to switch to my melee weapon, which is blunt. One of the reasons why I chose to start with the Beane army is because their cavalry unit, which is another part of our strategy, has the best options for blunt weapons later in the game. And it looks like everyone's going to block my blows here. Great. So our strategy is going to be a cavalry heavy army that uses a lot of blunt weapons. Now normally, cavalry heavy armies are very expensive to upkeep, but with all the upkeep that a horse requires along with your regular army, you have to fund that somehow. I believe the strategy this game I'll be using is to fund it with prisoner ransoming. The way you get prisoners is to not kill your enemies, but instead knock them unconscious with blunt weapons. And so that is the strategy for this game. Cavalry heavy, which is more expensive, but to fund that with knocking people unconscious like this. I've captured these looters instead of killing them. Capture those. Done. Access the item pool. These are not upgrades to me, so what I'm going to do is return. Let heroes... Okay. We haven't managed this yet, so let's go to... This is going to just show one of our companions. We're going to have this apply to all of them. Every one of our companions are going to use arrows, bow, and a shield. It will apply to everyone, but I'm going to have them keep their current weapons because I want to make sure they're using blunt and not bladed weapons. Upgrade armor and horse as you can. Alright, now let all companions accept all those. And now we're going to travel to the kidnapper's hideout, which is where the brother has been located. We're going to attack that. And when attacking hideouts, which some appear randomly also, not just in quests, you are no longer afforded the use of your mounted army. So you can use your cavalry units, but they won't be on horseback. They're going to be running around like this. So we're going to approach the kidnappers here, rescue their brother, and continue from there. I think what I'm going to do is, since I am a little bit injured from the last battles I've been in, is to go ahead and just stick back here and fire arrows. I apparently miss every time. That's terrible. Alright, so that group of people have been slaughtered. There's going to be more on this hill up here. going to find we can actually hit some people if we aim better. There we go. Do I have someone right on my butt? I do. Nice counterattack there. Excellent. I just ate an arrow, it looks like. Maybe not an arrow. It seems all these people have are stones. I guess he threw a rock at me. And we have completed that map. Okay, and they have, wow, pretty decent drops here. I'm going to pick up a few of these. And it looks like none of these are going to be upgrades for me. So I'll let my heroes upgrade if they can. A pair of boots did get upgraded, and then my companions collect the rest. Then we're going to go back to Revenant. We're going to go to the marketplace to sell off those wares. I just wanted to see how much the vote was actually to be here. It's a decent chunk of change. Sell off. I'll go ahead and keep the food because it's going to keep my morale high with my army and eventually feed them as they get hungry. Return and then sell off the other items automatically. I usually keep this at about 200. And that got us 42 items sold for 212 dinars. That's a pretty good haul. We also want to stop here at the ransom broker. And I'll do this a little slowly so you can pause the video and read this if that's something you may be interested in. And sell all the prisoners I have with me is 96 dinars. Now looters don't get you a whole lot of money because who's going to pay for a looter? Nobody. Well, maybe a little bit. So, sell them off. And here we're going to leave, and this is the point in the game where if I, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. It was the tavern. We're going to go back to our quest giver. He's going to congratulate me on the job well done and give me 200 dinars. And talk to me all about all kinds of stuff. But what we're going to do here is he's going to ask us to fight a battle for him and lead the army. And we will agree to do that. We're going to walk the streets. We're going to give the signal. We'll be armed with the bow. Pick off a couple of these. At least soften them up for when the army engages them. And also what's nice is when you do make a hit, they stagger so that if someone is engaged with them in melee, they'll be knocked back. For some reason I don't have my shield out, but now I do. Oh. Yes. And we completed that battle successfully. So he's going to be happy with that. Give me 200 dinars. Everyone should fear the name Beane. Alright. So we're going to leave here now. And as you can see, if we take a look at our notes, there is no remaining main quest of the game. This is a point where you pretty much decide what it is you want to do. This is something that a gentleman came by and gave me a note that there is a tournament being held. This is as good a time as any to go ahead and do this. where Shug is up here. I also want to see if there's a training field on the way, and there is kind of one close by. And I'll show you that if this is your first time playing this game, a training field is a good thing to go to. Teach you how to play the game in combat. And also while you're traveling, you can hit Control and Space to move quicker on the map. This increases speed for everyone, not just your own army. So time advances faster. So that in battles you do not wish to engage in, you can avoid those without having to flee, pull back, leaving soldiers behind in retreat, which I'm going to do here. It's just going to cost me one person and some morale. And I'll just stay ahead of this other guy. Trolls on the bridge is basically what that was. I could have waited him out or gone another way. We're going to go ahead and go to the training field. And we're going to do some sparring practice. Let's do 2, choose randomly. Just for some people to fight against in battle. And what's going to happen is you will not actually get any real injuries in this battle. But everyone will get experience. Training didn't go very well. Let's just do one partner. Choose randomly. If you have better positioning, and maybe aren't as terrible as I am, you can do 2 easily. But as you win these battles, your entire army gets experience, and the person you actually fought gets extra experience for being in the battle. So you're basically showing your army how to fight. And this is good for starting out with small armies like I have right now, just 10 folk. Maybe I'll try 2 again and actually fight against my companions. Borgia. And just fail. Okay. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what that's all about. And I recommend hanging around the training field, getting a couple levels on your recruits, so that if you do end up in a battle that don't really want to engage in, and you'll get updates every so often about the different treaties or wars that are going on. Now Warshig is a different color because this is a different faction. This is the Nord Kingdom, whereas I started in the vague years. Now I'm not allied with any particular kingdom at the moment. However, what you'll find is your starting area that you'll end up doing quests there if you want to do villager quests or whatnot, and that will continue on that way. Alright, I think I'm going to cut off this video here. If you're not completely satisfied with the contents of this video, you may return the unused portion for a complete refund. See you next time.